I've been meaning to make this video for quite a while, and I just thought I'd do it today. So when we were young, 11, 12 years old, our mother committed suicide, and then our sister looked after us for 1 year, and then my dad came after prison because he was involved in the suicide. I left home at 16 as soon as I could. I finished school on Friday, and I left the house the next morning. I went to live with my auntie and I got a job on Monday. So I had several jobs. I ended up in Barnsley working down the coal mines, and when I came back to Sheffield, I was in the process of buying a house. I was 19 years old, I think, something like that, and so I was starting out to buy a house. But when I came back to Sheffield, my younger brother was in trouble because he was living with some bad people, and they were getting kicked out of the house the very day I was coming back. But I'd found a garret. Now the rent on this garret was £5 a week, which I split with my brother, £2.50 each. I then took him into my house, and the mortgage was £67 a month, and so my brother paid £8 a week for a furnished accommodation. The only thing that he put into the house was some tiles over the fireplace, some stick-on tiles, and that's it. That's the only thing he put into it. So for 2 years he paid £8 a week, and then my other brother came to join us. So that was, and the mortgage dropped down to £42 per month. So he was paying, between three of us, because like a fool, I let them share my mortgage. So I didn't charge them rent. A fair price for rent for accommodation, furnished accommodation, would have been like £25, £30 at least. But I was a fool. I paid for all the furniture, and so my brother, he paid for 3.5 years £2.50 a week for 6 months, about £8 a week for 2 years, and then less than £5 a week for 1 year. So this enabled him to save up for his house because he was getting married. So this wasn't my intention. This is just how it turned out. So he was basically he was paying about less than 5% of his salary for accommodation. Now, can you imagine if you only had to pay 5% of your salary on accommodation? Can you imagine that? This enabled him to save up a good deposit on a nice detached house in Grenoside, Sheffield, which is a very nice place, beautiful views of the city. Now this seems to have missed him, because this last 18 months, I've had 18 months of stress, because I cannot get to England to open a bank account to get my pension. So this is what's really worrying me. Should I get COVID and die, I cannot access my pension, so I cannot pass that on to my daughter. I asked my brother to send me £1,000 so I could get a flight to England to open up a bank account. Now, this last 2 years, my job hasn't been great. I've lost my license several times, and being of my age, it's difficult to get a job. But not only that, I was working for myself, but the price of steel has been very. So even when I had the license, the price of steel was very low. It was about 5 yen, so you could not earn any money doing scrap. Now my brother has 5 tile shops. His turnover is in the tens of millions of pounds, not dollars. He has 45 employees. He has a fleet of vehicles, and he told me he did not have £1,000 for me. Now he's got over 40 employees, and I'm sure his wage bill is like £200,000 a month. But out of that, he could not send me £1,000. And I gave him 3.5 years of cheap accommodation, so he could get a very nice house, a deposit for a very nice house. Who's the soft cunt? I would like you to share this, because I want people to know what I did for my brothers. And when I asked them to do something for me, they refused. Please share this video, please like. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.